Still under caution. And we are ready to go back to green. Second caution of the evening. 17 laps are in the record books. They do side by side. They're getting ready with James Savali and Brian Lofton in row number 1. Look at Frank Fleming.
He's moved all the way up to third, Jack. And that's been impressive. He has raced in modifieds here before.
Creeping. A green flag is out. They will start dive. And going onto the inside. Look at L.W. Miller. Right down on the low side. Rim riding out. He gets by Fleming and now moves into that 4th position. Or does he?
He does clear Fleming. No, he doesn't. Fleming coming back on the outside again off of 4.
Beauty of this racetrack, at least what I see thus far, is you have a choice of grooves.
There is no question that this racetrack, very impressed with the way the drivers can go low and high and stay that whole way through the corner. Very neat little deal. But now we have a challenge again. Back for the lead.
James Savali on the high side, but rim riding down low is that 23 of Brian Lofton, and he is not going away. He is a pesky driver out of Lexington, North Carolina, 33 years old, works for L&R Transmission, and he is still there, but now he's being challenged by Burt Myers on the high side. Myers seems to have an advantage, and then it goes away.
And what's interesting is Lofton is maintaining that lower groove, which I believe is a little bit harder on his tires, Jack.
Things get a little busy when you're in the hunt and you're in the thick of it. We're going to eavesdrop on L.W. Miller's spotter as he tries to work Miller through this heavy race traffic. He is on the rear bumper, going to the inside, trying to get to the inside of Fleming. Started in the 9th spot. You can see he's currently up there in 5th, looking for an angle, much like a football player or a quarterback. He's trying to find. You see, he gets a little crossed up coming out of the corner, but Fleming has got just enough.
Clear on the inside up to the 23, but you don't get up there to him. You're going to get a block, so I'd just stay behind the 40.
That's just where I was going to go. You got to look at it and you say to yourself, hey, there's a moving pickup there.
Coming in right rear out there.
And you're hearing him telling the spotter, saying that we're starting to burn right rears up. These cars, a lot of power.
5 on your inside quarter. You're clear.
By the way, during the caution, George Brunhusel III went down onto pit road, and he made a major chassis change.
Now all at once, Jack, as we look, we used to have 4 guys. Now we have 5 with Miller in there. Now we have another guy stuck his nose in, Johnny Smith in the 25. Now we have a 6-car battle, and here comes Myers, Jason Myers, making it a 7-car battle. This is great racing right now.
I think it's a great testimony to not repaving a track, going high and losing a lot of traction, and getting Smith getting by him is the 40 car of Fleming. He'd worked so hard, and he sees it all go up in smoke there for a second.
Well, I'm one that I think that for a driver, they would like to see new pavement, but as a fan, I like seeing racing like this. This is very challenging to the crew members and the driver.
Yeah, but as a promoter, I'm going to point to you drivers and say, hey, you see this kind of racing?
Darn right. It's good racing right now. Southern Modified put on great racing. This is one of the best ones I've seen all year long.
And I'm impressed with Brian Lofton.
Yes. Staying down on the bottom, giving them plenty of room to Savali and Myers on the outside, but being persistent on the bottom. And you know what? He keeps inching ahead. So very intense racing right now.
Last win for Lofton came back in August of 09. He has 11 victories.
Come on down. You there? Come on. There you go.
That's a jockey taking the whip to it. L.W. Miller gets by Myers. Now he tries to tackle Lofton. Lofton, I think, might be a little tougher.
He has cleared Myers now. He's starting to move up. He wants to get back to the high side, keep his tires underneath him. But what we're starting to see now is these guys starting to sort their car out. They know what they've got. We got 31 laps completed.
Don't do it. He knocked the shit out of it. We're good.
Myers decided that he wasn't happy with what L.W. done, so he gave him a little love tap.
No, as the spotter said, he knocked the crap out of him. Hey, everything's rough and tumble in modified racing.
The modifieds, the one thing about the modifieds, they've always been prone to bump and shove one another, but we see L.W. did bump him, but he's pulling away. He's putting a lot of pressure on Lofton right now. He's taking Lofton's groove. So to me, I don't think Myers should be upset. I think L.W.'s on the move right now. He's making good use of it as he moves into second.
He moves into second. Savali is your leader. Lofton is beginning to fade. Keep your eye on the left part of your screen. Now moving to the right side. Down on the inside, that 25.
I was talking to
John Smith.
John Smith before the race, and he's doing a great job. He told me that he thought his car was going to be really good on long runs. He's moved himself up to 4th position right now.
Employed at Richard Childress Racing. In fact, this might be an appropriate time as L.W. Miller makes a challenge on the inside. Now let's see if he can make it stick. Oh, he
Look at the old slide job. That was impressive. That was an old Richie Evans move. Now Savali coming back with the same move. Oh, yes, this is great racing right now. Savali not happy with what LW does. He's returning the favor to LW.
You see, he can go up about a half a groove and take him right out of his rhythm. Take him right out of the grippy part of the racetrack. And that's what Savali did.
The hole will close up in about a lap or two. Stay out there behind you. If you want to run outside, stay there.
Again, that is L.W. Miller's spotter who's working him on the outside. That's the 36 that is challenging James Savali for the lead here in the Tri-County 100 and for the championship in 2010 here on the NASCAR Whelen Southern Modified Tour. Oh, you love to hear that if you're a driver, don't you?
The greatest word you can hear as a driver, clear. Because that means you have successfully passed your competitor and you're moving on to the next one. For LW, he got the lead.
All right, I worked my fanny off to get by James Savali. Now I'm L.W. Miller. Do I go back into that tire management, tire conservation?
You have to, Jack. You have to start considering saving your tires. Right now, your crew chief needs to give you your lap times. You need to keep an eye in your mirror. You need not to be spinning your tires. You need not to be very aggressive. We still have 110 laps to go. Looks like the rain's going to hold off. Right now, this becomes an entire management race. Just stay far enough ahead of second place that you can maintain and try to win the race.
As
Savali put the pressure back on him, though.
I was going to say, what I like about this racetrack and what I've seen, and this is my first visit here, is the fact that you do have multiple choices of grooves. And you see that Savali is now just going to shadow L.W. Miller. And that 3rd position still being held by Brian Lofton. He is about, maybe, what, a 1/10 of a second behind. And he's going to have to deal with the 25 of Smith. And look who's starting to make some noise. Jason Myers in 5th. He's rim riding. He's gone down below the white line a couple of times.
Yeah, we saw Burt up to as high as 2nd. And then he just started slipping back. Now his brother, Jason, is coming up. And he seems to be on the bottom of the racetrack with LW used to pass Savali. Savali back to the bottom.
Here we are, side by side. Nerf bars protect the wide tires. But James Savali in the Coors Light Special in the Hill Enterprises car takes the lead for the 2nd time this evening. Now, will L.W. Miller do the crossover? He tries to do it, and at the stripe, he finishes it in turn 1.
Crossover, he's on your inside. Still there, still on your inside. Still there on your inside. Still clear behind him. 2 car lengths back to the 6 car. Clear.
What do you think?
I think this is great racing.
Do you think Savali said...
Get away from him, LW.
See, LW was saving his tires from what I heard from his crew chief there. Get away from him. Get away from him. And that's what he's trying to do, Jack.
So Miller accomplishing it. James Savali drops to 2nd. Brian Lofton steady in 3rd. Smith and Myers round out the top 5.